Here's a tour of the yard. Here is my new wind chime. It sounds really amazing when I'm just hanging out on my porch. A Swiss cheese vine that's not doing so great. A new fuchsia that I just got. Lighting up here is not so good. Boston fern, which kind of gets cooked in the heat down here. Antler fern, kind of cool. One of my faves. They were all over the place in Bali, so maybe I decide to want to get one. Some, I don't know what that is, but something cool. Here's a bleeding heart vine I just planted, and some spider plant babies from a mother plant that I've had for almost 10 years now, that one of my professors and mentors gave me when I was a resident, that I've turned into lots of different plants. Here is a night blooming Cereus cactus, which is really cool. I wake up in the middle of the night and want to come out on the porch, can catch some sweet smelling blooms sometimes. Makes not sleeping so well a little bit better. A pencil cactus that doing okay, we get a little bit too much water for it here. A new bougainvillea that I'm really excited about. It's a white one, classic. I think I've learned how to take care of it, so that one ought to do better. And just an ugly another cactus that I just moved, and I'm going to try to give it a little more water. Rescue plant. More of that spider plant. A pothos. Survived the winter. I think this is called Wandering Jew. It's really pretty purple flowers that the bees love. A different passion fruit. Some monstrosa, some wild fern that grows. This is all begonia and wild fern that grows just wild here. I used to try to chop it down all the time, and I figured out it's kind of cool. Very pretty. More of that. See how green that is? These are Mexican pansies that pansies that bloom purple in the next coming months. An old sink that was here when I moved in that turned into a little planter. Some monstrosa, some of that wild fern, my new papaya plant, a Japanese maple that I just transplanted that's doing a lot better there. This is a giant elephant ear that ought to spring up here soon. Macho fern, japonica, some lantana I just planted, salvia coming up, some more of that macho fern, sabo palm, split leaf philodendron there, some angel trumpet, fan palm back there. This is one of those really cool Robolini dwarf date palms that has been here probably 15 years. Growing kind of crooked because it wasn't getting sun, but it's starting to move up towards the sun. Some hibiscus that's coming back. Here's a bloom that's closed up. Orange bird of paradise. Just a some kind of air plant, Tillandsia. I don't know what it's called, but an air plant. Here's my giant white bird of paradise and the really awesome blooms here. This is a passion fruit vine that's just, all of this is coming from one little plant there, little stem, but it's all over the fence, all around this Persian lime tree. Got a few blooms that are kind of hiding right now. Maybe I can find one. Well, it's closed up, I guess, because of the heat, but there's some of them. Persian lime. Here's my turtles with the Louisiana iris in there that's going to bloom purple. My satsuma tree. A gardenia, reminds me of my mother, kind of getting cooked. Some random citrus. Well, this is a dragon fruit that I planted last year from a cutting, and I'm hoping does well this year, grows some. It's a cactus, but it's a tropical cactus, but it doesn't like the water very much. Annabelle's enclosure with a really cool mangrove pond with the aerial roots, different lilies and irises. A little statue that was here when I moved in, kind of cool. This is a Barbados cherry here. Makes a fruit that looks like the cherry. Highest fruit in vitamin C, and can tolerate the heat here. Plumeria is what they make the leis out of in Hawaii. And got a few things planted. Potato vine at the base of that. Some aloe that I just moved out here. And this is a giant milkweed, tropical milkweed for the butterflies. This is a kumquat tree, late blooming citrus. Eat the whole thing. Loquat tree. Some strawberries. Blooming and fruiting there. Be done in a couple days. Ponytail palm. A carnivorous plant in my bird bath. This is a blueberry bush. Here is, this is a Madagascar palm. Barely has some leaves coming out, but it's a real spiky thing, and I made a little succulent garden in it. This is a little herb garden with some peppers and whatnot. This is Myers lemon tree, doing really well, getting really big. This is an orange tree that's been here since I moved in, coming back. Had to give it some more space to get it some more sun. These are my bananas. This is a Confederate jasmine that I am training up this light wire. Smells so good when it blooms. Blooming here shortly. Some more Robellini palms. I got some bromeliads growing down at the base of these bananas. Some other kind of wild things growing in there that I left because they were really pretty. Some clover. Some ginger. Hawaiian pink ladies or something like that. This is a really sweet smelling ginger. Some more angel trumpet, some more Robellini palms. Robellinis. This is another fan palm, Chinese fan palm. This is a Australian tree fern that got a little bit cooked when I moved into the sun, but it's coming back. Some more Monstrosa. These are my faves. Really cool Swiss cheese plant thing. Mix of fruit too. More fan palm. More Robellini palm. This is a Pride of Barbados that has really pretty orange and yellow blooms. A couple of more Cajun hibiscus that I planted last couple of days. It's about putting off some buds there. And this is my favorite, maybe, in terms of the foliage. This is a split leaf philodendron. Giant leaves. Really, really cool. Doing well here. Kind of taking over the corner. This is a fig. Doing well right up against the house. Hopefully the birds don't eat all the fruits. These are fruit trees or some fruits in planters. This is a guava tree, which actually does pretty well here in Louisiana. They're cold tolerant, like a lot of water, so a little bit cold tolerant, but they won't take much of a freeze, but they do well here. Some raspberries that don't care much for the heat here, but these seem to be doing okay. It's not quite too hot yet here, but getting there. Blackberries. Fruit all over that. Blackberries. Some pretty blackberry blooms. This is a Japanese persimmon tree. Couldn't remember the name for a second. But just starting to put out leaves and hopefully bud. This is just a little cherry tomato plant we bought and is doing well. Needs lots of water. And I think that is it. I'm excited. It's going to be a great year here in the yard.